on the game as it was played on the field. In fact, some gave Sean McDermott credit for getting them ready properly. And everybody knew the deal. As John Brown said, it was how it had to be. Now, at least it was a win for the Bills. And Alexa, I want to hear your thoughts watching this game from television. We were at the game. I didn't hear any sound, any fans. What was it like watching for all those people at home on TV and for you watching on TV?
I mean, first of all, I heard every play called. I mean, we kind of anticipated that, so I know that needs to be evaluated by coaches so that they can make sure that people aren't hearing their plays. They might have to change verbiage, you know, the whole thing. But what really stuck out to me was Josh Allen. He's as composed as I've seen him. He was calm, cool, collected. He had a career game today. It was 312 passing yards. He finally hit that, a milestone, 71.7% completion rating. He was just setting records in his attempts and completions. The biggest thing for me, though, is as good as that was, the fumbles were as bad as they could have been. 2 fumbles in the first half. They, you know, he's an enigma to me because he does so many things so well. He can run. He gets it done. 3 total touchdowns today. And he still fumbles the ball away. So that's something that needs to be fixed. It's week 1 without a preseason, though. We knew that it might be a little bit rough. So I kind of figured there were going to be some things that needed to be worked on. And after the game, Josh Allen was very adamant about addressing that up front. Like, this is a thing that I need to work on. I need to fix this. And it will be fixed so that we can exceed those high expectations.
Oh, look, Alexa, he can talk about it will be fixed, it won't be fixed. It doesn't really matter until it does get fixed. And clearly the fumble issue is not one that's been fixed yet. He also had a couple of brutal overthrows on wide open John Brown opportunities in the end zone. But look, overall, a pretty good game for the pretty good day for the passing game. And that includes Stephon Diggs. Now, he didn't score in his Bills debut, but still 8 catches, 86 yards. And he was a guy who was bringing the juice on the sideline. Look, in practice, we've seen Diggs being verbal and encouraging both privately and very much outwardly. And to say that he brought some energy to the sideline is something that Mitch Morse today called an understatement.
He brings a lot of juice. And even when it's the kind of juice, you know, it's kind of getting on guys, it's not in a detrimental way. He brings out the best of guys in the huddle, and very fond of Stephon and the energy he brought today, and I'm really happy that we have him on our team.
That's him every day. You know, even in practice, you know, he brings that energy every day. So, you know, you're going to hear him talk a lot, and you got to make the plays because, you know, he stays talking and he stays motivating everyone.
He feels the fire sometimes, and sometimes, you know, you got to feel it depending on the ebbs and flows of the game, and he felt it, and very happy with him and the kind of positive energy he brought even when stuff was starting to go sideways.
Alexa, I like what you said about this being a week 1 game with no preseason. I think that addendum needs to be put behind every evaluation you make of the Bills and any other NFL team, probably until October. So, look, there are clearly mistakes that need to be cleaned up, especially by Josh Allen, and it helped that the Bills caught a borderline NFL team today in the New York Jets. But overall, this is a very positive start for Buffalo. Alexa?
Let's take a look at the stats now. Josh Allen passed for more than 300 yards. First time in his career, 312 to be exact. 33 of 46 and 2 touchdowns, as well as those 2 fumbles. He got it done on the ground as well. 14 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown. Like you said, that Stephon Diggs did not score a touchdown in his debut, but he combined with John Brown for 156 yards. Side note on that, he said that John Brown is as underrated and underappreciated as any receiver in this league, which I think is huge because, as you know, game recognizes game. Speaking of game, rookie Zack Moss picked up his first career touchdown on his first NFL reception, which was really fun to see. And let's move to the other side of the ball now. Welcome to Buffalo, Mario Addison. That huge sack on Sam Darnold was awesome to see. Matt Milano also got to Darnold with the interception in the second quarter. He did leave with a hamstring injury, hopefully nothing serious. And rookie Tyler Bass made his debut. It wasn't great. He made 2 of 4 field goal attempts, even though his first was highly disputed by fans on social media as having been made. I'm not sure what you think of that and how you saw it, but he did make all of his extra point attempts.
Well, the one thing about that, I talked to one of the photographers who was on the field after the game. He said it was a pretty windy day, not the windiest ever. You know, we've had some really nasty games going back just the last year with the Eagles game comes to mind. But it was windy enough to where you could kind of, you know, borderline excuse Bass for those misses. Look, bottom line, though, the one that's disputed, that's 38 yards. An NFL kicker from straight away, he can't hit it to a spot where it's disputed. You got to put that one right through. Hopefully the rookie will learn a little bit going forward about how to deal with the gale force winds of Orchard Park, New York. Now, back to Josh Allen for a minute. We talked about some of the physical mistakes, the fumbles, the overthrows. But the mental game today, I think, was something that was very much a positive. Afterward, John Brown talked about how much Allen played a role on the touchdown that really was more run than throw. And Mitch Morse also discussed that, look, Allen, yeah, he knew he had fumbles early in the game, but how he bounced back impressed his Bills teammates.
It was an audible by Josh, you know, and it was a great call by him and the offensive lineman, and, you know, the receivers did a great job blocking, and it was just a walk in the end zone.
His composure after, you know, making a mistake here or there, it was great. And it was you know, maturity at the utmost level, and something that we love to see and we could build on.
And no doubt way more positives from Josh Allen from this game than there were negatives. Now, we want to close Bills Game Day recap week 1 talking about the issues that affect the world at large and how they played a role in this game. Before the game, during the national anthem, neither team was on the field for the playing of the national anthem. And Jerry Hughes has been a leader for Bills social justice initiatives and really the movement in general in that Bills locker room. He talked afterward about how the decision came about for the Bills to spend the anthem inside their locker room.
It was a team decision. It's something that we spoke about back in training camp. We came together as a team, and we felt like for us, we were going to stay in the locker room as a team because it symbolizes unity. You know, we were able to come together, come to a decision as a group of men, and we felt like that was the best decision for us because we're focused more so on a solution.
Yeah, and the Bills are making their best effort to come up with solutions, too. They're providing Wi-Fi for Buffalo school children, up to about 5,000. They're also increasing awareness about how important the census is, and, of course, with voter registration. So, week 1 for the Bills in the books. Look, it wasn't a 100% dominating perfect win, but like Alexa pointed out, it's week 1 with no preseason. There will be more time for the Bills to get better. And they're going to have to get better because this kind of game works against the Jets. It may not work against the Chiefs or the Ravens. In Orchard Park at Bills Stadium, I am Thad Brown. I am all done. Alexa, back to you.
Thanks, Thad. That wraps up everything relating to the Jets. Next week, the Bills hit the road for the first time. They're heading down to sunny Florida to face the Dolphins, who gave up 75 yards and 2 scores to Cam Newton and the Patriots earlier this afternoon. The Bills will see fans in the stands for the first time in Miami, which will definitely be a change from today in Orchard Park. Until then, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you right back here next week.